Hey everybody, welcome back uh, for another video. And I'm doing a trilogy of videos for this go round. Um, and the reason why is basically once a song came into mind, and I figured, eh, why not? Why don't I do a theme around a theme? So, so here we go. We're doing the first of three videos I'm going to be doing are songs from movies. So, two of which are theme songs, you know, established theme songs from a couple of films, and all three of these movies have something in common. They are based off a previous iteration of a previous franchise, if that makes any sense. And you'll know what I'm getting into when I mention our first one today. Um, but before we get into that, um, let me say something about uh, our our first one today. It's the theme from a movie that was released in 1996, and it's based off of a 1960s television series. And some of you have probably guessed it already. It's Mission Impossible. And what gets me is that, you speak to some, younger viewers today. And when you mention Mission Impossible to them, all they know is the Tom Cruise movies, which, you know, created the modern day interest for the franchise. And it's a movie franchise which has been going on now for 30 years. In May, it will be 30 years since the first Mission Impossible movie with Tom Cruise was released. My God, am I that old? God, am I that old? Yes, I am that old. Because I remember watching Mission Impossible as a television series long before it became a series of action movies with Tom Cruise. And I could do a whole thing on Mission Impossible, but let me just give you the gist of it. Mission Impossible was a television series that aired on CBS from 1966 to 1973. It mostly starred Peter Graves as IMF leader Jim Phelps. Rounding out the cast were Martin Landau as Master of Disguise Roland Hand, um, Barbara Bain, Landau's off-screen wife, played femme fatale Cinnamon Carter. Uh, Greg Morse played electronics expert Barney Collier, and bodybuilder Peter Lupus played utility man Willie Armitage. And that lineup lasted for about maybe the first 3 years, although in season one, Stephen Hill was actually the IMF leader. He played Dan Briggs. Um, Hill was a lot of backstage drama. Hill was eventually let go as Dan Briggs, and Peter Graves took over as Jim Phelps for the series, for the remainder of the series, I should say. And Landau and Bain departed after season 3, which led to, recasts, notable of which was Leonard Nimoy, fresh off his stint as Mr. Spock on Star Trek, replacing Landau as the Master of Disguise, the Great Paris, a magician slash actor. And Leslie Ann Warren, very early in her career, and just going by Leslie Warren then, as young FBI agent, not FBI agent, excuse me, IMF agent Dana Lambert. She only lasted one season. The pardon me, sorry. Season 4 would have no regular female member of the group, so your female member was usually, guest stars, primarily Lee Merriweather, who was probably the de facto guest star. Uh, she appeared in quite a few episodes in season 4. I mean, not season 4, excuse me. Damn! Season. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that was. Season 4, yeah. Lambert came in on season 5. Yeah. I Sometimes my mind goes. I'm sorry. Anyway, and beginning with season 6, Leonard Nimoy dropped out, and a new female agent was brought in to combine the roles of the femme fatale, so to speak, and the master of disguise. And in this case, the lady in question was named Casey, and she was played by Linda Day George. Although I, yeah, Linda Day George, and she would remain on the series for the remainder of the show. And when the series came back after a 15-year hiatus on ABC in 1988, Linda Day George, as well as Greg Morse, returned to the show and get in a guest capacity for respective episodes. Um, 2 for Greg Morse, 1 for Linda Day George, and they were well, for the show they were pretty well made, and for uh, for her appearance in the revival series, Linda Day George's character Casey was actually given a first name this time, Lisa. So her full name for the show was retroactively changed to Lisa Casey. That was basically to distinguish her from a previous Casey that started out the revival series, who was played by Australian actress Terry Markwell. Anyway, I'm getting far, far into the history of Mission Impossible, except for the topic of today's video, for which I apologize. I've always loved the show, and when they made it into a film series, I was like, yes! And then as you watch more and more installments of the film series, you realize how how many degrees of separation there are from the show to the movies. It's just laughable. Anyway, the main constant throughout all these iterations is, of course, the theme song. And anybody who's ever heard it knows it, and it's recognizable. The theme from Mission Impossible is, of course, the theme tune from the television series. The theme was written and composed by Argentine composer Lalo Schifrin and has since gone on to appear in other works of the Mission Impossible franchise, including the 1988 TV series and the film series, and of course the video game series. Now, the version we're going to be doing is not from Lalo, is actually from Adam Clayton and Larry Muller from YouTube. And this was part of the soundtrack album for the first film. And it's distinguishable by the fact that the original film was orchestrated in a particular style, which was 5/4 time, where it's more where the upper registers are more boom 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 more higher than they are lower. For the original, for the Clayton Muller version, they reduced it down to 4/4 time, which is the standard, which is the normal standard. That way, it's easier to basically listen to and easier to dance to on the dance floor, since this is what it was intended to be. It was intended to be a dance tune. And we are about ready to join. So hopefully the video doesn't get flagged. If it does, I might just have to end up just trying to find an audio version of it and just redo this video. I hope it doesn't come to that, but we will see. But for now, let's listen to Clayton and Muller's version of the theme from Mission Impossible.
Warning, Mr. Phelps.
we are going to hold it there for just a second um, because I want to talk a little bit about the actual theme itself. The theme is written in a quintuple meter. I'm reading off Wikipedia, so excuse me. With a 5/4 time signature, which composer Lalo Schifrin jokingly explained as being for mutant people with 5 legs. I don't know. The Morse code for MI is 2 dashes, followed by 2 dots. If a dot is 1 beat and a dash is 1.5 beats, then this gives a bar of 5 beats, exactly matching the theme's underlying rhythm. It has been suggested that Schifrin consciously used the Morse code as a starting point for his composition, but this cannot be verified. He did write that he used Morse code as a method for obtaining an unusual rhythmic pattern for his theme to the film The Concorde, Airport 79. Schifrin's working title for the song was Burning Fuse. He compared this writing process to writing a letter. He said, when you write a letter, you don't have to think what grammar or what syntaxes you're going to use. You just write a letter. And that's the way it came. He estimated that he wrote the main theme in 90 seconds and completed the full arrangement in 3 minutes. Actor Martin Landau, who played the character Roland Hand in the show, attended the recording sessions for the theme song. Lalo raised his wand to the musicians, and I heard dun 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 for the first time, and it was deafening. Landau recalled. Lalo interrupted the band and said, "No, no, 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 it should be like this." They resumed, and before we could say anything, they had recorded it. I was stunned. It was so perfect. I came out humming that tune. And that song has gone on to be not just synonymous with the franchise, but it has gone down in pop culture history. It's been voted on many lists as one of the greatest theme songs of all time. So, with that said, let's get right back to it so we can talk a little bit more. So, let's do it. Okay, and that was the theme from the movie Mission Impossible, based on the television series of the same name. And we're going to close it out by saying that uh, this particular theme was remade by, of course, Adam Clayton and Larry Muller for the soundtrack of the film. The duo recorded 2 versions of the song, the main theme and another subtitled Mission Accomplished. The main theme was used during the end credits. unlike the original, the majority of this version is in common 4/4 time, with the exception of the intro, which the intro was lifted from one of, I think, one of the TV series' opening intros. The single was released on June 3rd, 1996 by Muller Records. The accompanying music video was directed by English singer, songwriter, musician, and music video director Kevin Godley. And the instrumental became a worldwide hit in the United States. It peaked at number 7 on Billboard's Hot 100 and received gold certification, selling 500,000 copies over here. It additionally peaked at number 1 in Finland, Hungary, and Iceland, number 2 in Australia and Ireland, and number 7 in the United Kingdom. And there have been other renditions and there have been other versions of this theme recorded throughout the last 60 years of its existence. So, and oh my God, we're coming up on 60 years. Oh my Lord. 1996 was the 30th anniversary of when the show debuted on CBS television. This is now 2026, and this will be 60 years since the TV show first premiered on television screens, and 30 years since Tom Cruise reinvented it for the screen. Anyway, that's going to be it for right now. I will be back with another video, and this one will be based off another TV theme. Which one? I'll let you be. I'll let you find that one out. If you like what you see and hear, please by all means consider giving this channel a like, share, and subscribe. Can't stress that enough. Subscribe. It helps a long way. We're trying to build this up a little bit more than what we already are. And any help comes along the way. If just one person is listening to this, I've done my job. That's all. That's fine. That's fine. And we're just here to sit down, watch some videos, have fun. With that said, I will catch you on the next video. So until then, peace out.